All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Cuda Education. Today, we just want to get started with getting Metal up and running on our machine, a Metal example. So, the first thing we want to do is we want to download Xcode. Xcode is the graphical user interface for the Apple ecosystem. And pretty much what you do is you install Xcode on your machine, and then you basically, Google Metal sample code, and it will bring you to, the Apple website where it has a bunch of examples, okay, that you could download. Some more complex, others, simpler. The ray tracing stuff you will need, later M series chips. For the earlier stuff, you could get away with the simpler stuff. You could get away with not having ray tracing and all that stuff, right? So what we want to do is just go through running the simplest of simple examples, and that is the triangle example. So you view sample code, and then you download the file. When you download the file, you're going to get drawing a triangle with Metal 4, right? So you open it up and you open the Hello Triangle Xcode project, right? So that's going to open up the project for Xcode. Your window might look a little different, but pretty much you're going to press play, and then it's going to attempt to build the file, right? So when it builds the file, you will see, I have to move it to, you will see the, yeah, you know, you will see basically the application window run, right? I'm still trying to figure out the windowing stuff in Apple. It's a whole nother cup of tea. But anyway, you'll see the application run, okay? So that's that. Pretty much what happens is that you're gonna attempt to press this, and then you might get errors. So one of the errors is sign locally or something like that. So you just click the red button when you see the error, and then click it again on this side. You will see, it says, it's the sign locally, or the signing certificate is development. You want to put that to run locally. Okay, that's one issue. The other issue that I often have is that the machine that you're running it on, it has to match the machine that you're on. So I'm on a MacBook, it has to run the Mac OS, right? If not, it's going to open up a simulator thing and try to run on this simulator. But that gets a little tricky depending on the example and all of that stuff. But again, guys, that is the workflow. So you want to basically download the file, open up the Xcode project file, and run and press the play button and see what comes up, and just work your way through. Make sure the device is correct. So if you're on a MacBook, it's Mac OS, and then any kind of signing certificate issues, you want to basically work your way through, and then you have Metal running on your machine. The other thing is, I want to just highlight is that these are all of the things that's going on for this application. So you could see the share number of files and code that's at play here. Notice there's a regular Metal and a Metal 4. Again, Metal 4 is for later hardware. Regular Metal is for earlier hardware. The CPU and GPU is fused together in Apple world, so you have to basically get the right chip. That's pretty much it, right? So if you don't have Metal 4, it runs on Metal, blah blah blah. We have shaders, view controller, UI. See here, we could see the different devices that you could run on. All of these things. And that's pretty much it. It's a rather painless process to get Metal up and running on your machine. You just download Xcode, download the application that you want, and you get going. Now, there are some other applications that I did let's just do this one. Okay, so hybrid rendering. Right. So we have our ray tracing reflection stuff. No ray tracing. So no ray tracing, and then a whole bunch of reflections, right? You know, and you could slow it down, do the roughness, exposure, metallic bias, roughness, metallic bias, and exposure, right? And this is pretty much our ray tracing application, right? Speed it up a little bit, take off the ray tracing, increase the exposure, you know, increase the roughness. Well, that's only if we have the ray tracing, right? So that's pretty much it, guys. You know, this is actually a big deal. This curve stuff. I've seen it. I've seen it around. It's like the latest thing that everyone's kind of the ability to do curves, which from where I am right now, I can't fully appreciate. But yeah, this is like for hair and fur and all that stuff. It gets you know, it gives us the ability to have more realistic rendering, all of that good stuff. But anyway, guys, there's a whole bunch of there are a whole bunch of examples that are available. I want you guys to definitely tinker with it. So again, Xcode, and then download the project. Open up the Xcode project file, press the play button in Xcode, see what errors come up, if any, and then run it. I know for the ray tracing examples, I had to literally like update my operating system. It said, listen, your operating system is too old. You have to update your operating system in order to run this stuff. So I updated my operating system and I was able to run it, right? But it goes that deep. Like literally, if you don't have the right operating system, even if you have the hardware, if you don't have the right operating system, you're not going to be able to run this stuff, okay? But this is our first foray into metal, first real foray into metal. You know, I will get into code very soon. But actually, when I start, I'm not actually gonna go directly into the example. I'm gonna basically, we have to go from the operating system to the metal renderer, right? So how do we go from operating system to the metal renderer, right? And just walking step by step from operating system to starting the metal renderer, and then of course, you know, running the project where we actually see the triangle, right? So we have a lot of work ahead of us, but if you want to learn metal in 2026, you have come to the right place. There is no question about that. You have come to the right place. I'm going to work on understanding this stuff step by step. As I learn, you learn, we learn, and we build the community. So guys, remember to like, subscribe, tell your friends, get a bunch of friends together, and we work understanding metal and you know, go down that thread in 2026. Hopefully by the end of this year, we are, you know, well on our way to understanding metal and all the things that's happening around it. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.